It's Onam time in Kerala, one of the biggest festivals in the state. But you know what? Unfortunately, it shall not be celebrated with the same gusto and fervor as in the past. The reason being Kerala is facing a massive and prolonged financial crisis. As a result, this year the government has decided to cut back on the distribution of free Onam food kits to all and has limited it to those yellow ration card holders, that is Antyodaya Anna Yojana, that is AAY beneficiaries who belong to the most economically backward section of society. Now, what does this cloth kit have? Well, each cloth kit will have something like tea powder, green gram dal, semia paisam mix. For those who do not know what paisam is, in Bengali it is the same way payash, which is for kheer, and in most of the South Indian languages it is payasam. So, semia paisam mix, ghee, cashew nuts, coconut oil, sambar powder, chili powder, turmeric powder, coriander powder, tur dal, powdered salt and cloth bag. I had to read all that out to you because see, now the cloth kits, they are in limited numbers. So, at least let us enjoy all the ingredients in them. You know, one of the indications that this time Onam shall be muted is also the fact that last year sugar as well as sakara variety, which is a kind of a sweet which is made with jaggery, and a few other ingredients are also missing from this time kit. Last time it was all there. I have spoken to many people in Kerala. Now, let us get the approximate numbers here. You know, why is it that last year it was much better than this time? Last year Onam kits were distributed to 87 lakh consumers at a cost of 500 crores. This year, owing to a near financial emergency in the state's treasury, the government will distribute just over 6 lakh kits worth 32 crores. Now, further if we segregate it, this year 6 lakh 7,691 kits will be distributed, of which 5 lakh 87,691 for families in the high priority category. I told you who they were, and the rest for welfare institutions. They could be destitutes or those who really require help. As you know, Kerala of course believes in being a welfare state. K.N. Balagopal, the finance minister of Kerala, had sort of hinted that the government may give up the practice of universal distribution this year, and guess what, it has come true, and that is why we are speaking about, look at that. I mean, I want the camera to pan there, muted Onam in Kerala this year. It is not going to be as celebratory as it has been over the years. Let us get back to the story. There are several reasons why Kerala is reeling under a financial crisis, but one of the legitimate reasons is also that the state government is facing a shortage of about 8,000 crores thereabout due to the union government's cut in the upper ceiling on market borrowings. The government had earlier asked the Civil Supplies Department to submit alternate proposals to reduce the spending on food kits. The department's proposal said the spending could be limited to 30 crores if only AAY families are considered. Any other addition would mean a serious financial burden on the state. But you know what, you all must be thinking, it is festivity time. You and I, don't you agree, we all suffered during the pandemic. Everything was so muted, we couldn't go out. But now when the world has opened up, even now if you cut back, particularly the South Indian feels that, you know, without our festivals, what's the fun then? So I am asking you, can cutting back on Onam kits be the only or one of the ways to curtail spending by the Kerala government? Or does Kerala needs drastic measures to get its act together? Namaskaram, Mr. Rajendran, how are you today?
Namaskaram, Sudha, I am good.
Okay, you know.
Should I be saying Happy Onam in advance, or should I wait for that mute to get over?
No, but why? I will come to your house for Sadhya, no? I say you cannot get away.
Anytime welcome.
Yeah, you can't get away like this, no, to say I will say Happy Onam. I want to eat everything, whether Kerala is celebrating or not.
Onam Sadhya.
Yeah, I will come. I just want to ask you that this time around it is muted. As you know, only those who are yellow cards, I mean who are economically extremely marginalized, they are getting this cloth bag, this kit, you know, which has all the necessary things for Onam. You know what, Mr. Rajendran? This is not new, because for the past several months, if I may stick my neck out, almost a year, one has been hearing about how Kerala is in the red. I mean, I don't mean ideologically, it's a pun, but then the thing is financial distress. Please, your opening comments on this. I know that I am not sitting on judgment. I know people will pounce on me. I have looked at Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. No, I am only focusing on Kerala. Don't you think it is a kind of a disturbing trend, if one could say?
It is certainly. So that, I mean, one has to look at the numbers which Kerala is going to face. It's going to face a debt of the per head debt is going to be more than 1 lakh, which means the burden will be on the every Keralite to repay that loan. Plus, you can't be depending on borrowing to run the government. I mean, the government, which has sort of mismanaged, I would say, in balancing its act, or has not been able to bring the financial prudence required to run a state which does not possess, big industries. To say traditionally, because of the environment and ecosystem, it runs on MSME sector. See, I mean, traditionally it has faced the problem due to demonetization, GST, and other things, and that has had the impact. But set aside those, the internal management of the government in distribution of finance has, lot to desire for. I mean, it's not that they did not, they got a exchequer which was in a really bad shape. It was a very decent state of finance when they, came for the second term. And they knew very well what was to be offered. Kindly remember, the allocation in the 23-24 budget uh, has come down a lot in terms of the planned expenditure in education, sports, arts, and culture, from 22 uh, lakh 745 crore. It has come down to 24,328. You know, just a marginal. I mean, it has gone up just by 7%, but it has been, very, very
Right. So,
tentative in social
yeah,
welfare,
yeah,
nutrition,
yeah,
2%.
yeah.
And, this all this puts a pressure. So it has to look at the interest payment, pension, salaries, which is,
Right. So, but the
in
point
the
is,
negative.
yeah, but the point is that, when you are cutting back on Onam, that to these kits, which, I mean, Tamil Nadu sees to it that Pongal, everyone gets it. Yugadi, I see in Karnataka, you get kits. So I think that, it's a very important part, not just about the cultural aspect, but also as a federal structure that we, the South, are. I think these things, I mean, more than reveries like the North Indians call it, I would see it as, schemes, welfare schemes, and we have to understand where has Kerala really gone wrong or gone awry. Gokul Chandran, your party of, I mean, the party that you support, I beg your pardon, I mean, they have been speaking about drastic steps to be taken. They talk about the toxic debt culture. They talk about overspending. You've spoken about, how there is borrowing, which is completely bizarre. I mean, there is no logic to this borrowing. You're speaking about a lot of issues and say something needs to be done. I want to hear it from you. You know what happened today when I was reading the papers, and, I read many papers from the south of India, but this news really struck me, because being a South Indian, it's like telling me no Onam for you. Unless we've had a bereavement, we all, is 1 or 2 festivals we have. Imagine that those families are not going to get these kits. How do you look at it? What does it indicate to you, Gokul, this kind of a step?
Yeah, Sudha, see, the financial situation, the economic situation of Kerala has gone from worse to worse for the past 5-6 years. The state government has not taken any measures to stop the slide by whatever means. They are taking loans after loan, and they are not able to manage the economy properly. That is the biggest concern that state of Kerala is having today. The till 2000, the first term of Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, that is 2016, till he came to power, the amount which was taken as loan by Kerala, and after Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan took over his first term and second term, he has crossed that amount. That is from right from 1947 to 2014, and after that they have that amount has doubled actually, and the amount was taken after Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan came to power. But they are not stopped. Yeah, I understand that the state is getting revenue, and I can understand the state doesn't have much of revenue other than the liquor and lottery. Everything is understood, but then the spending by state government on various things, unnecessary things, is unpardonable. We cannot pardon the efforts of state governments in being so benevolent to certain issues, which is affecting such welfare measures. The salaries are not being given properly, the pensioners are not being given pensions regularly. The KSRTC, which is one of the
Yes.
backbone of Kerala, it is in a huge loss and it is in an irreparable stage.
Right.
Such are the more economic issues that Kerala is facing today, and I agree that few measures needs to be taken to prop up this economy, but not this way. Not by the poor shouldn't be affected much. Giving a Onam kit once a year shouldn't make much of a difference for the government. I don't know why Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan chose not to give Onam kits to all people. He's irrespective of all ration card holders. I don't know why he has denied that.